What separates a good team from a championship dynasty? The answer might surprise you. It's not always about landing the biggest free agents or making blockbuster trades. Sometimes, the most transformative moves happen quietly in the coaching ranks, where brilliant minds reshape organizational philosophy from the ground up. Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome to Jays Quick News, your go-to spot for the latest Toronto Blue Jays updates. Today, we're celebrating massive news that proves the Blue Jays aren't just building a championship roster, they're constructing a championship culture. David Popkins just claimed Baseball America's 2025 MLB Coach of the Year award, and the organization responded by adding 3 elite coaching minds to John Schneider's 2026 staff. This isn't roster maintenance. This is the Blue Jays doubling down on the exact formula that took them from worst to first and all the way to Game 7 of the World Series. Before we dive deep into what makes each of these moves brilliant, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another Blue Jays update. Let's talk about David Popkins winning Baseball America's 2025 Coach of the Year, because this award tells a story that goes way beyond individual accolades. When the Blue Jays hired the 36-year-old hitting coach last October, many analysts questioned whether his Minnesota firing meant his methods didn't translate. Fast forward 12 months, and Popkins just orchestrated one of the most dramatic offensive transformations in modern baseball history. Toronto jumped from 23rd in MLB runs scored during 2024 to 4th in 2025. The Blue Jays led all of baseball in batting average at .265 and on-base percentage at .333, while striking out less than any other team in the majors. These aren't incremental improvements. This is complete offensive reinvention. But here's what makes Popkins truly special and why this award matters so much for Toronto's future. His coaching philosophy rejects the one-size-fits-all approach that dominates modern hitting instruction. Popkins spent his playing days as a switch hitter chasing the perfect swing, trying to make his left side mirror his right side and vice versa. When that approach failed, he discovered something revolutionary. Every hitter's biomechanics are unique, and forcing standardized mechanics destroys natural talent. That epiphany became his coaching foundation. When George Springer's OPS jumped from .674 to .898, that wasn't luck. When Addison Barger's OPS exploded from .601 to .840, that wasn't coincidence. When Ernie Clement emerged from obscurity to post a .738 OPS with elite contact rates, that wasn't random. Popkins studied each player's biomechanical signature, identified their natural movement patterns, and helped them maximize their individual strengths rather than conforming to a generic template. That's not coaching. That's athletic archaeology, uncovering the best version of each player buried underneath years of conflicting instruction. The brilliance of Toronto's front office shows in how they're reinforcing Popkins' success. The organization just announced 3 strategic additions to John Schneider's 2026 coaching staff: Duncan, Boutera, and Cody Atkinson. Each hire addresses specific organizational needs while complementing the existing infrastructure. This isn't coincidence. This is calculated championship building. Duncan's promotion from Director of Position Player Development to Major League Field Coordinator represents organizational continuity at its finest. The 41-year-old joined Toronto's system in November 2022 and spent 3 years building developmental pipelines that produced contributors like Addison Barger. Before Toronto, Duncan served as Miami's assistant hitting coach from 2019 through 2022, where he developed reputation for connecting with young hitters struggling to translate minor league success to the majors. Here's what makes Duncan's promotion genius. He bridges the philosophical gap between minor league development and major league execution. Duncan was the Yankees' first-round pick, 27th overall in 2003, a top prospect who never reached the majors despite 10 years grinding through minor league systems. That journey gave him unique empathy for player struggles and deep understanding of what separates organizational depth from organizational excellence. In interviews this past spring, Duncan emphasized creating positive environments where failure becomes learning rather than career-ending disaster. That mindset perfectly aligns with Popkins' individualized approach and John Schneider's player-first management style. Boutera brings something equally valuable: championship-tested catching expertise and organizational credibility. The 42-year-old spent the past 2 seasons as Chicago's catching instructor, but his value extends far beyond technical instruction. Boutera caught the final strike of the 2015 World Series for Kansas City, securing the Royals' first championship since 1985. He's one of only 5 players in baseball history to catch no-hitters in both leagues, handling Francisco Liriano's masterpiece for Minnesota in 2011 and Josh Beckett's gem for the Dodgers in 2014. That defensive resume matters, but here's what makes Boutera transformative for Toronto. His father, Sal Boutera, was also a major league catcher, giving Drew lifelong immersion in baseball's catching fraternity. He understands game-calling psychology, pitcher management, and defensive positioning at elite levels. Toronto's catching development has been organizational weakness for years. Boutera's hiring suggests management recognizes that championship rosters require championship-caliber catching instruction, especially with young backstops like Alejandro Kirk still developing their complete skill sets. Cody Atkinson completes the trio with specialized expertise in hitting development and biomechanics. The 36-year-old just finished his 6th season overseeing the Texas Rangers' entire minor league hitting program, a role he assumed in October 2019 when he was only 30 years old. Atkinson's background is fascinating. He never played professional baseball, instead coaching collegiately at Everett Community College, West Virginia University, and Texas Rio Grande Valley before Cincinnati hired him as hitting assessment and run production coach in 2019. When the Rangers recruited him months later to lead their minor league hitting coordination, skeptics questioned whether someone without professional playing experience could relate to elite athletes. Atkinson silenced doubters by producing some of baseball's most impressive hitting prospects over the past 6 seasons. His philosophy emphasizes providing buffets of resources rather than forcing singular approaches, allowing players to discover what resonates with their learning styles. Sound familiar? That's because Atkinson's methodology mirrors Popkins' individualized approach perfectly. Together, Popkins, Iannotti, and Atkinson create a hitting infrastructure with unmatched depth, ensuring every Blue Jays hitter receives customized instruction that maximizes their natural abilities. These aren't just coaching hires. This is organizational philosophy becoming organizational reality. The Blue Jays watched their worst-to-first transformation in 2025 and asked themselves, how do we sustain championship-level performance while developing the next wave of contributors? The answer: invest in elite coaching that prioritizes individual player development over standardized systems. Eric Duncan ensures minor league prospects arrive in Toronto with major league-ready approaches. Drew Boutera transforms catching from defensive liability into championship asset. Cody Atkinson amplifies David Popkins' hitting revolution with specialized biomechanical expertise and developmental consistency. Here's what Blue Jays fans should understand about this moment. David Popkins winning Coach of the Year isn't the culmination of Toronto's transformation. It's validation that the Blue Jays identified the right formula, and these 3 coaching additions prove management understands how to protect and expand that success. Championship windows close quickly in modern baseball, but Toronto just extended theirs by investing in the infrastructure that turns good players into great players and great players into championship contributors. That's not luck. That's organizational excellence. What do you think about these moves? Is Toronto building baseball's best coaching staff? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you loved this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe to Jays Quick News for daily Blue Jays content you won't find anywhere else. Hit the notification bell so you're first to know when we drop new videos. Let's go Blue Jays!